Hi beauties, it's Jaded Beautiful. I am doing a different video today, a different kind of video today. And I'm going to start off by saying this video is one that I have struggled with whether or not I wanted to film or not, because this is a very personal, very transparent, very in-depth look at to who I am kind of video. But I know that it's going to help so many people out there. I filmed one of these types of videos before for another group. I did a live video and it got a humongous response and it helped a lot of people. So I'm going to jump right in, and I want to say to each and every one of you supporters and everyone that encouraged me to make this video, thank you so very much, because you gave me courage where I was doubtful. And I know that this is something that I needed to do and something that I know has to get out there. And I was really concerned about having this kind of content on my channel and on a channel that's beauty and makeup related. But you'll see later in this video that this actually does have to do with beauty and makeup, because it plays a part in this. So if you're new to my channel, I am Jaded Beautiful. I normally do videos about makeup and beauty-related items. I do a lot of tutorials and cheaper but good quality items. But this video is going to be a little bit different. This video that I'm doing today has to do with my addiction story and my recovery and how makeup played a role in it. And it's just a look into my past at what made me who I am and who Amber Jaded Beautiful is today. If you haven't already, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel and hit that thumbs up button if you like seeing videos like this. And I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in and get started, okay? I did write down a little script on my Follow Your Dreams book. It's a very in-depth, quite a long story, so I wanted to have kind of a guideline to go on. So I'm going to jump right in, alright guys, and thank you so much for watching this video. It means a lot to me from the bottom of my heart, and I hope this reaches somebody that needs it. I was going to upload the next video I was going to upload was about my new hair extensions. If you didn't notice that, I did 23-inch long hair extensions, but I'm having some difficulties with the YouTube Creator Studio being gone and finding some editing software. So this video is going to be totally, completely filmed all the way through, uncut, completely all the way through. No, everything you see, every blooper, every mess up, I'm not cutting anything out. It's just all going in there. It's totally raw, totally transparent, and it's all going in. So here we go. All right, guys, be with me, because this is going to take a lot of courage. I've got this titled. The title of this is My Battle with Addiction. It's called Total Transparency. My addiction story. I want to start by saying that this is a very personal story for me to tell, but I know, and I thought I needed to share it. I felt a powerful drive deep down inside of me to tell this story of mine. This is the story of my addiction to drugs and many other things. My main addiction was to heroin in the most recent years, and how I overcame it. My exposure to the drugs scene. I told you, bloopers, all of them, they're going to be included, guys, okay? My exposure to the drug scene started very, very young. I grew up seeing use right in front of my very naive little eyes. Some may not believe that it can be inherited or passed down, but I am proof, and I can attest completely that it is. My family tree is riddled with addiction, and it does not touch people that have witnessed it personally themselves. It has actually been passed through to people that were not completely exposed to it at all, and they ended up becoming addicts themselves. Most of them are in recovery, so thank goodness for that. So, that's not to say that I was fated to be an addict, because I very well could have chose a different path. Well, I didn't. As a kid, I never thought I would touch a single drug. I viewed them as vile and disgusting and something that I never wanted to do. It's something that I saw other people doing, so I was like, that's so gross. I never want to be that person. My upbringing was rough, to say the least. I suffered through every, and I mean every, type of abuse a poor little girl could go through. Witnessed true horrors as my mother struggled through an abusive marriage. Horrors no child should ever have to see. My sister and I were always there to comfort each other. We were each other's safe place. As a student, I was above average, even all the way up to when my addiction began. My dreams, goals, and aspirations in life were so obtainable. That was until I started using. It all started with alcohol. At a junior high slumber party at 12 years old and a game of truth or dare, I chose dare. My dare was to take shots of alcohol from the parents' liquor cabinet. I took 6 shots in all. I had no idea that the 6 shots was going to be way more than enough, especially for a 12-year-old little bitty tiny girl. And I ended up so sick and throwing up everywhere. I didn't drink again for a while. But I did move on to the next drug, marijuana. It was at a party when I was 14. I sat on top of a washer and got stoned. I kept smoking pot after that pretty regularly, mainly from peer pressure. Once I hit high school as a freshman, of course, the real party started. Alcohol came back into play almost every weekend. Almost every weekend. At 15, I was diagnosed with severe endometriosis. And to keep me from missing school every time I'd have a period, I was prescribed to Vicodin, but only to take when I needed it. That's where it all really started. Once I realized that they make you feel good, that's where it started. Those magic little pills that made me feel so euphoric. I eventually thought I should take them sometimes for fun. They motivated me to do like my school projects, and I thought I was doing such a much better job at them, and you know the drill. I had a 3.050 grade point average. I was a cheerleader. I was in show choir. I had dreams and aspirations. So I did it. I ended up going from that 3.050 GPA student to a dropout. I got into my current relationship very young, and at the same time, my addiction to opiates turned into a physical dependence. My body could no longer function normally if I didn't have them. It was a very, very expensive habit, so I turned to dancing to support that habit. It supported it so well, I was able to afford other drugs to experiment with as well. And with my past abuse, I needed to go to work totally, completely inebriated to make it through the night. I ended up turning to heroin at this very dark point in my life. Okay, so my camera cut out, so I'm going to finish. Okay, so I left off at, I ended up turning to heroin at this very dark point in my life. And I'm going to tell you right now that when I began with my whole doing drugs, that I swore I would never, ever, ever stick a needle in my arm. And that's what everybody says. And I'm telling you right now, everybody I've ever met, everybody I've ever dealt with, everybody that I've ever had anything to do with that has had to do with drugs or anything like that says the exact same thing. And I have seen about 75 to 80% of them turn to sticking a needle in their arm in the end before they hit their rock bottom. So don't ever say you won't do it. If you ever start, don't ever say that you won't do something, because when your body becomes physically dependent on something, you will do anything you can just to get your fix and just to make sure you get it in a very strong way and a satisfying way. Because you see, after you do it for so long, you have to keep doing more and more and more just to get that same feeling. And eventually you never get that feeling again. You're just doing it just to keep from being sick. So I swore I'd never stick a needle in my arm. Well, I did. And when I did it, I fell in love. And I am talking a deep love for this needle and this drug in my arm. I fell in love with it from the first shot. I'm not glamorizing it. I am just telling you my story. This is how it felt for me. I fell in love with it. But nobody, not one person, ever told me of the dark side that came along with doing that. The withdrawals. When you don't have a constant, steady supply in your veins. And I'm talking within hours of taking the drug. You go into withdrawals. And these withdrawals are so terrible. They are absolutely dreadful. The skin crawling, cold chills, sweating so bad you soak your clothes, muscle aches, vomiting, inability to sit still, wanting to just die. Dark side of heroin. This darkness is what led me to the light. I got tired of fighting the sickness. I ended up unable to go to work with no money and therefore no drugs and therefore no way to make my body not sick. And I was either one, going to kill myself because I contemplated that as well, or two, make the plan to go away, make the plan to go away to rehab and get my life back. Because before all of this, I was going to be somebody. I knew I was going to be somebody. I just felt it deep down inside. I knew I was going to be somebody. So that's when I decided to reach out to my safe place, my sister. The same safe place from my childhood. I made an appointment at a rehab center and I messaged her. And I asked her if she'd help. She did not hesitate, not one bit. She came within 2 hours and she lived that 2 hours away. So she came as soon as she got that message. And off I went. I had to leave my husband. We had been together for 14 years. And I left him out in the middle of nowhere. Literally, he was in the middle of the country, in the middle of nowhere. His family came and got him the next day as well. But I had to leave him in order to go get myself help. She came within 2 hours and off I went. I went into rehab scared, but hopeful. Sad, but happy. All of these mixed emotions, and I came out a totally different person. For the first time in my life, I felt hopeful and alive and proud of myself because I had accomplished something. I stayed with my sister and her family for 6 months. The first 30 days, I wasn't allowed to leave the house alone to go anywhere. Not even to go to the gas station like around the corner. Nope, not to go anywhere. And this I am totally, completely grateful for. Because that was a very risky first 30 days. If she would not have done that, I think I would have relapsed. For the first 60 days, I wasn't allowed to work because money is a trigger. When you have money, you want to buy drugs. I was just responsible for helping around the house, doing the dishes, keeping the house clean, helping her take care of her children. And she helped me get started back into adult life slowly. Because, look, when you start doing drugs at 15 or 12, that's where your mentality is stuck at. Mine was stuck at 12 or 15. I was a very smart and intelligent woman. But as far as being responsible or knowing how to be an adult, I had not a clue, you guys. I had no clue on how to make it work and make it work in the right way. And she was a role model to me at the time to make it work in the right way. And she showed me. I believe that played a huge role in my success thus far. I eventually got a job and I started helping with bills. I started putting in my part and paying money towards the bills in her home, and that made me feel so good. This is where I stopped writing my story, so I'm just going to talk from here on out. I started paying bills with her, for her, to help her and her family out. This happened for another couple of months. I paid every penny that I could. I made sure that they had their bills paid. I paid my exact portion, and then if I had extra money, and I actually did have extra money, which was like a foreign thing to me because I never had extra money, I then would go splurge on myself. And then while I was there at my sister's, she got me into makeup. I had been into makeup since I was a very young girl because of my grandma, but then she really got me into makeup. And when you are recovering, you have got to find a hobby to fill your time with. My hobby was makeup. So I sat on the days where I was at home alone and I wasn't working yet and I wasn't doing anything, and I perfected my craft. I started planning on making YouTube videos. I started thinking about my future and what I wanted to do, and I became very good at it. So, yeah, she got me into makeup. So, makeup is my coping skill. Makeup is a meditative state for me. It helps me when I am triggered. I play with makeup. And when people stop me on the street and they recognize me and they ask me for makeup advice, that makes me feel so good. I am so proud of it. I am so very proud of my YouTube channel. I'm so very proud of my Instagram channel. I am so very proud of my 260 days clean and sober from heroin. And my life has done a complete 360-degree turn. This is not a fake, online, my life is grand type of thing. My life was rock bottom, you guys. I had barely any clothes. All of my clothes were dirty. I didn't know what I was going to eat, when I was going to eat again. I walked one time for 7 miles just to get a pack of cigarettes. Okay? I'm now quitting smoking with thanks of a vape. I'm getting there. I have a job now. I have my own place now. I eventually did move out, came back home with my husband. We are totally happy. We are completely different than we were before. It took both of us changing to be a happy couple that we are today, to be successful, to have goals, to have drive. I'll never go back. I don't ever want to go back to that life. I don't ever want to be that miserable again. And if you are ever in a situation where you are confronted with trying heroin or trying a pain pill or trying marijuana or alcohol or anything like that, and you think, oh, I got this under control, I can just do this couple of times and it'll be fine. No, your body is going to become dependent on it because it is in scientific fact. Your brain is going to become dependent on this drug. And then your body is going to become sick. And you're going to start looking for ways to make your body not sick anymore. Some people are strong enough to say, hey, okay, I need to stop. My body does not need to feel this way, but there are a lot of people out there that don't have that drive to not want to touch it again. They want to feel that good feeling again. And most of the time, it's because they are covering up something ugly from their past, like my past abuse, like my past childhood and my past problems and my past issues and everything I lost and everybody I hurt and everything that I did along the way to feed my addiction. And most of the time, it's shame and guilt. It's okay to have shame or guilt. Shame is not okay. You can feel guilty about doing something because that's going to cause you to have action and keep you from doing something else. Don't be shameful of something. Move on and do better. Get help if you are out there and you are struggling right now. I beg you to get help because it can get better. You will change things. So yes, if you are struggling, get help. Go out. There are resources out there. Sorry about this lighting, guys. It's crazy. Let me fix that real quick. There are resources out there. If there's government health insurance, that's what I had. I got help. Just try to reach out. Your life will change for the better. Seek that help out. Ask somebody. Anybody. If the first person turns you down, go to the next person. Go to the next person. Go to the next person. Do not stop. Okay? Please, I'm begging you. This was my story. If you have any more questions for me or you want to know anything else, drop it in the comments below. I will not hesitate to answer. I am an open book about this. Total transparency to you guys. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for letting me share my story with you. And I hope this helps somebody. And I can't believe I did this. This is another step in my recovery. This is amazing. And this feels so good that this might help somebody else. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. There'll be a link up here. And like my video. Check out some more of my videos. Get yourself jaded today. Become part of my family. And I love all of you so very much. You are all my heart. And you're what keeps me sober and keeps me going. I love you guys. Thank you so much for letting me share my story and my addiction story and how I became what I am today. I love you guys. Bye-bye. Things will become possible in your life that you will never have thought possible for yourself. You will achieve your dreams. You will achieve your goals. You will blossom into the amazing human being that you were meant to be. There are all kinds of resources for help out there. Reach out to somebody. Reach out to one person. If that does not help, reach out to the next. And don't give up. Because it is so very well worth getting help and getting out of that pit that you feel that you are in. And if you feel like your past is something that you cannot overcome, you absolutely can. I'm here to tell you you can. By someone who has suffered from every single kind of abuse, mental, sexual, physical, emotional, every kind of abuse, and use drugs to cover it up. I'm out of that now, and I am totally, completely, and 100% free. I love you guys so much. Thank you to those that drove me to do this video. It is going to help so many people, and if it doesn't, it helped me. It's another stepping stone in my recovery, and I love you guys so very much. And I hope you guys, as my subscribers, understand and you feel so much more close and attached to me for me sharing this story. I thank you guys for listening to my story. And if you haven't subscribed, I would like to ask you to subscribe and become jaded, become part of the Jaded Beautiful family. If you have any comments or questions about anything at all that has to do with anything in this video, leave those comments down below. I'm total transparent now about this subject. So just shout it out, all right? And I'm an open book, and I will do my best to answer them. I love you guys. I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to go to bed with a smile on my face, and I'm going to wake up, and I'm going to feel great because I know I'm doing something right with this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe. Check out my other channel, my other videos in my channel. Check out my makeup content. And get subscribed. And give this video a thumbs up, alright? And I appreciate your guys' support so very much. I love you all. Bye-bye.